Hello there YouTube people, welcome back. I bet you are beautiful tastic as a cupcake. Today I want to share with you a technique that I'm using for many years in different applications, and I wondered if I could do the same in OpenToonz. And guess what? Yes I can, because OpenToonz is amazing! So, what is this technique and why it is super awesome? I call it the dynamic tones and highlights. There are many ways to do it, but I'm using this technique on almost every single production because it is a time saver and it's very useful. So before we begin, I encourage you to understand how it works and how to use it. Okay? Okay. First I want to show you two simple ways to make tones and highlights, and then I will show you my dynamic tones and highlights technique. It's already there, but I'm using it and I had to give it a name because when I teach other animators, I need to tell them, hey, did you use this technique because I want you to use the dynamic tones and highlight in this production. Oh, in this production you don't need it, okay? It's up to you. There are many ways to do the same thing. So, I'm going to show you the simple way so you can compare to my way. And you can choose and do whatever you want. Now, let's begin. So first I want to discuss the guides and markers way, which you already know how to do if you watched the last tutorial. Okay, so as you already know, it's very easy to set up and it's really easy to animate and it's great. But there are two things in it that may be problematic if you work with others like a client or a director, because let's say the client comes and say, hey, this is really nice, but I want this creature to be green. So you say, hey, no problem, I can just... here it is, green. Oh no, I need to change the tone too. Okay, so let's change the tone too. And now he says, you know what, I decided that I want it to be more red. But no problem, okay, let's do it. Here it goes, red, yes. Oh, tone. Okay, so the tone needs to be red too. Is this the tone? Yes. So you need to do everything twice. Another problem you may run into in a production is if the director or the client says, hey, I really like the colors, you nailed it, but I want you to make the shade more softened at the edges, okay? Okay, now make it happen, I am paying you monies! So you got the idea. And it's a little bit problem with the guides and markers. Let me explain why. All the color sits in the same level, in the same layer. If you want to soften anything, everything will get blurry. Not only the edges, and your client wants only the edges to be softened. In order to manipulate the tone only, we must put it in a different level. So let me show you what I did here. I have this shape in this level, and I have the tone level, which we are going to draw right now. So before we're going to do it, I want to take the transparency of the shape down a little bit so we can see, and now we can draw in black the tone. As you can see, it's already a time-consuming thing and I don't really like it, but it works. Okay, let's bring it back. Nice. Now what we need to do is to take the alpha of the black and bring it down a little bit, something like this. Okay, and now the only thing to do is to use the schematic view and add some blurriness. Insert effects, blur, blur. Now it's too much. Okay, it's too much. Double click, let's try 4. Much better. You're going to show this to your client and he will say, yo, this is cool, nice job, this is so much Disney, yay. Yes, but there is a problem and I'm going to show you. You may not see it here, but the blurriness is coming out of the outline because it's above this shape. Okay, here is the blurry all over the shape. So you can see this better if I take the color of the tone a little bit darker. Now you can see it. So in my dynamic way you can solve it, and also you can draw the tone much easier, much faster. Now let me show you how much more easier and efficient is the dynamic tones and highlights technique. First we're going to draw the tone, but check this out. Now you're looking at it and you say, but you are all over the place, you are out of the outline, what's going on? Trust me, it's going to work. Okay, now we are going to the schematic view to add 2 effects. That's it. Okay, now the first effect you already know is the blur. Nice. Let's just reduce it to 4 because we like it. And now the new effect is the mask, which is right here. Okay. Now you can't see anything because I want you to remember this. The tone is always up above the character, okay? The character is going to be down. It makes sense because we draw the tone above the character. So now if I turn off the preview, it's all over the place and we say what an ugly thing it is. But if we turn it on as the final render, look how beautiful it is. You might be asking, so why you call it dynamic? Let me explain. Now, if the director or client comes and say, okay, I want you to change this creature to green. Oh, no problem. Let's go to skin and change it to green. The tone will be affected above in any color you want. It doesn't matter. Look how cool it is. Okay? The tone remains the same. And it's not all over the place. Now you know how to use the dynamic tones and highlights technique. And yes, it works on both tones and highlights. So I hope you learned something new and you like it, and I encourage you to use it. Meanwhile, see you later, alligator. Bye.